Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm playing with series 20 with Christy's Beautiful Life, and this is the sketch from Stacy. I am also on the design team for Counterfeit Kit Challenge, and our sketch for the month of March is this one from the Christy's Beautiful Life. So this will be up on the blog, and I decided to do something a little trying to stay true to the sketch, but a little bit different. So I pulled out this die that's like big. It's 5.5 inches long, and I'm gonna make two flip bits with my tag. So I am overlapping this, and so the top where I want my flip to be, where my fold is not overlapping where the paper is, but everything else is, so that it cuts that in the shape that I want it to. You can do this with almost any die, as long as you have a little bit at the top that doesn't overlap, so that you can have that fold, and obviously that it fits in your platform the way you want it to. So that works, and so I'm going to do that with this one as well. So that pink one is a leftover piece of paper from Echo Park that I had. I think I used it on 3 different pages this month. 3, maybe including this one. It was on yesterday's page. It was on another one too. So I really like this one. So it's really cute. And then this one is from the Fierce collection from Tracy Reed. And so is the one I am creating on top of with the rainbow. That one I did use as my Counterfeit kit forgery, and so there is the crate on that rainbow there that I added. And so the pictures that I showed you at the beginning are of us going to the Alberta University of Art and Design, or AU Arts, and doing their gallery crawl. And so you will see what all the university kids are creating in their art program. So my kiddo at this point, I think she was in grade 10 in the spring, 11 in the spring. I'd have to look at the dates. She's either in grade 10 or grade 11. Actually, I think it's grade 11 because I think this is the day she dislocated her knee. So that was fun. So we didn't actually stay the whole time for this one. And we did sit and watch the fashion show quite a bit longer than we usually do. But there's so much always to look at when you're here. And we don't always get to the fashion show. But this year we did, and so I have a couple of pictures of that. I don't take pictures of the artwork at the gallery on the wall because I don't think that's appropriate for any of that. I probably would if it was Matea's art, and she is going to this university starting in the fall, so I probably will take pictures when her art is up, which I'm super excited about. Going to this when it's her. So yay. So November, we will probably have stuff that I can see of hers, which I'm so excited about. So excited. So I just mounted those with black so that they have a mat on them to make them pop a little bit more. This one's going to get stuck down. So Olive, Matea, and her dad, my husband, are on the pink one, and then these random people in the fashion show are on the side. So I do think I did some other ones. However, I'm not entirely sure if I kept them. I know I didn't print them, so so I do have a couple. I probably have some more somewhere else. So I might add some more later. Who knows? I don't know. So I did change up the sketch a little bit so that there's 2 tags instead of 3. Mine flip, but my tags are a little bit bigger maybe. I don't think I could get 3 all the way across for how big they are. So it'd be close anyway. So that one's going to go on with black. And then on the inside here, I'm just going to cut them down so that they fit on the tag part, but I'm not going to mount these ones on black or border them with black just because they're fine. So, and then I was thinking do I want to put some of this here? And I could have ran it through with the dye again and totally got that pink in there, but I don't know, was feeling maybe lazy. So I'm thinking about how I want to deal with where a tag hole would be. I do like having something there most of the time. And because this page is pretty plain, I do think it'll probably need it. So I'm just trying to figure out what else I want on here. So I pulled out, these are from Simply Stated Design, and they're got all sorts of different art bits and pieces in there. If you've watched any amount of my channel, you probably know that this kiddo, or even today, this kiddo that I have on this page, is very artistic, and I do document a lot of their art stuff. So yeah, these embellishments really do work well for the stuff that we do. So I am going to use the thread on the inside here where the white is, and I did score where it's going to overlap where the flap is. And then this is going to get glued on and not just taped, because with the movement, sometimes with the tape, those actually let go a little bit more than, especially when it's on that fold, than actually using the glue. So I've got that there. I'm going to do a little bit of journaling, but of course my head's always in the way when I journal. But that one says the fashion show is always super interesting. And then I found these purple labels, which are the same purple as in that bottom of the rainbow. And so this says, is this the AU Arts one? One of them says AU Arts Gallery Crawl, and the other one says Love the Interactive Art. Well, this one's Love the Interactive Art, and that's why I have a picture of her with the actual on the wall art, because she's interacting with it. And then the dress that we're looking at in the other ones, I thought was okay just because it's not on, like you can't see all of it. It's not something flat. There's no deciding it's somebody else's work or not, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but. And then black bow. And I'm like, nope, black is going to be too much. So I have this baker's twine sitting here, and I'm going to use the red and white twirled one because the red is the top of the rainbow there, and why not? And so this is going to go in a bow right there. And then I'm like, I wonder if that'll work for the other one. So I did debate using the pink, because I do have some pink in there. And I decided that the red's probably going to be just fine too. So I'm going to do a little bit more red. I'm going to do this bow a bit smaller because I don't want it as long as this other one is, for the one that goes over top of Matea on the pink. I did have to do the bow twice to get the looping right, but it's a bow. So, and then I'm going to glue it on, and I'm going to glue down the ends, but the ends need to be glued onto the tag part and not my background, because if they were on the background, then I wouldn't be able to open my tag. So a little bit on the picture and a little bit there, just to make sure that they stay put and they don't get like stuck in places. And then I'm like, I need a little more. So I decided to take a look for something else. And so I'm going to use some scissors from the Simply Stated Design package. There's quite a few scissors in there. And so the scissors definitely work for the fashion show. It doesn't necessarily work as much for the paintings and that kind of stuff at the art gallery crawl, but it was cute enough that it worked, and it was in like the same rainbowy kind of colors, and nothing else was like quite right. So this is gonna work just fine like that. And opened. And then I do decide that that top one does need to have a label as well, and just a little bit more journaling. And it says, always so much to do, or so much to look at. Always so much to look at is what I write. And then all of those I do outline with a sketchy border, just to like tie in some of the black in the different places, and to add some, just a little something. And then I decided I needed just a little bit more, so I'm going to use a whole bunch of different colors of Distress Oxide sprays, and go and I think these are the spritzes actually, and sprinkle. So that was the antique, and then the purple. I'm going to use this hot pink one, which I'm not sure what it's called, and then I'm going to use the peacock feather. And I'm going to use this Color Vibes and beachy something. I think it's called beachy coral, but I could be wrong. But look at all that, the sparkle of color, and I like it. So there will be a playlist listed below for 30 days of sketches. If I can find Stacy's contact information, I will put it down there as well. And this is also on the blog for Counterfeit Kit Challenge and on the Facebook group. So make sure you go take a look there. And here are some pictures of it opened up. And all together, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you spending your time here. If you're new here, I would love it if you subscribed. Thank you so much. Have a great day.